Hey, everybody, welcome back to Armchair Quarterbacks Mile High Edition. I'm Michael Worth.
I am Nick Duran. Welcome to the show. We have some stuff to talk about. Oh, yeah. Like and subscribe down at the bottom. It takes a couple weeks off. It is what it is. Like and subscribe down at the bottom. But two preseason Rocky games, two to talk about. Some Rockies discussions, but mainly Broncos going into
we're
the
2-0.
We don't look half bad.
Okay. This is going to be my personal opinion. 2-0 overreaction. We have seen 0 snaps from a starting quarterback yet. And we played a lot. I don't know why, but we have played a lot of backups. Like the first game, I felt like not a single starter played in that first preseason game.
For the Vikings?
Yeah, for the Vikings.
Okay.
And then the next game, there was more, but still no starting quarterback for the Seahawks. Russell Wilson didn't take a snap. So I don't want to get too excited, but I mean, 33-3, at least you got good depth, right?
Yeah. For me, like to your point, yes, like our defense hasn't been tested. We can say that. Our offense, however, is at least putting the ball in the end zone when we get into the red zone.
Yeah. And quite honestly, surprisingly enough, the quarterback competition is very close, and you could go either way, in my opinion, and they're both better than what I thought they would be. So as they seem to be moving the ball well, making right decisions, and Drew Lock seems to have fixed a couple of his ailments that was holding him back all last year, at least against the second stringer. So
very true. I mean, to your point, there hasn't been one offensive turnover.
No, there hasn't.
So that leads me to believe hopefully we're going in the right direction from a turnover standpoint.
I hope so. I mean, there's like a statistic out there that turnovers are very, very lucky. Where I mean, football is a game of inches, and I think Al Pacino says it best. But if you're old enough to understand that, good. To be honest, like fumbling the ball and your team recovering it versus the other team recovering it is luck. I mean, you either get it or you don't. Like maybe there's 2 fumbles a game, and sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. And the teams who have winning records usually get it more.
Right.
But if the ball bounces right into your hand after a big hit, that's a good play. But if the ball bounces right into the back end to the other team's hands after a big hit, it's not as good of a play, even though it's the exact same play.
Right.
So, I mean, turnovers historically are pretty lopsided. We led the league in turnovers, or we're close to it last year.
We led the league. We absolutely led the league.
And then we were at the bottom in takeaways. So it was like our differential was god awful.
And we had a losing record. So
we had a losing record. And those things go hand in hand all the time. The teams who protect the ball and force turnovers have winning records. So we need to do that. Patrick Surtain looks like a legit top 10 pick.
He is a stud.
Yeah.
Absolute stud.
Goodness. Champ Bailey was doing an interview. I think his quote was like, people keep telling me he reminds them of me. And I saw some game film and I'm like, hell, he reminds me of me. So, I mean, like, that's a heck of a compliment. And his dad was around the league. He knows how to play. We talked about this over and over and over. He's going to have a low floor, a high floor. But he looks like he's got an extremely high floor.
Yeah. And his build, you could see it in the games. Like he does not look like a rookie defensive player in the NFL.
No, he looks like Jamal Adams, man. He looks like
ridiculous.
A gigantic in the box safety.
Yes. And so I'm super excited. I actually bought a Patrick Surtain jersey.
Nice.
I'm waiting for it to come. Hopefully it comes before Saturday's game.
Nice.
But but I'm super excited. To your point though, what if you had to pick the quarterback right now, who would you pick?
I gotta go with Drew Lock. Only because I think that he has the higher ceiling. So if the play is even and both players are playing pretty evenly and it's too close to call, you have to go with who's got the higher ceiling. And in my opinion, it's lock. Everybody wants to say Teddy Bridgewater. I think Brandon Marshall, not the receiver, the linebacker, made a comment saying that Teddy Bridgewater should be the quarterback of the Broncos, and he's the guy that needs to run the team. And that's a great opinion. I mean, I can see where he's coming from, but then he goes on and says Teddy Bridgewater would be a starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns too, and he lost all his valid points that me earlier because he's not better than Baker Mayfield. Nobody's going to trade Teddy Bridgewater for Baker Mayfield. But to like a certain point, Teddy Bridgewater is just a game manager.
Yes.
His second year before his injury, he looked like he had star potential, but he has come back from injury and he has had opportunities to be a superstar. And he's, 15 touchdowns to 11 picks last year and threw for 3,300 yards or something like that. So it's not like that's wow, he's going to lead us to the promised land.
No, I agree. I think for me with Teddy Bridgewater is that he reminds me a lot of like the dink and dunk Joe Flacco. And he's not a deep threat. You're not scared of him throwing the ball 20 plus yards down the field.
Yeah.
To your point, yes, he manages the game. He makes the right decisions. I'll give him credit from making the right reads, getting the open receiver, even if it's a check down. I feel like he checks down a lot more than he should. I don't mind if a quarterback takes a chance, like we talked about earlier, where trying to fit into a tight window 20 yards down the field. Okay, I'm okay with some of those type of turnovers, depending on the situation of the game. I do agree with you that Drew Lock's upside is a lot more than Teddy Bridgewater's, and he has a stronger arm. He flat out has a stronger arm.
You see the KJ Hamler touchdown in the first game? That was good. That was
80-yard bomb, like on the money. Now, mind you, like KJ Hamler's right now, I feel like he's playing out of his mind from the preseason, but he's also going against, second teamers. Cortland Sutton, kind of a non-factor right now, not a ton of snaps. Jerry Jeudy's, 2 or 3 catches a game type thing. So I still don't think we've seen our full offense on the field either.
This preseason's weird, man. We were talking about, we thought that the second game was going to be like the normal third game of the preseason, but it really wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, I feel like teams are playing a lot more
safe.
Reserves. Yeah, not a lot of starters, especially big name starters, getting a lot of snaps this preseason. So maybe that's because they want to save them for the 17 games.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot of football. So I would imagine that, barely any, if not all starters would be sitting this upcoming game on Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you know who your quarterback is going into week 1, yeah. I mean, I would play the guys who need to fill in the last 5 to 10 roster spots the whole game. You get those 20 guys out there and let them battle out over the last 5 spots.
I would imagine that the starter of Saturday's game is not the starter at week 1.
I would hope that they announce it before the start of Saturday's game, at least.
I would imagine it's tough for a player, not just the quarterback side, but like the rest of the team, not knowing who your quarterback is.
Absolutely.
I feel like it puts a funk in, like, that's why I think Fangio is the biggest waste of space and waste of breath in the history of the earth. I think he's such a dipshit.
They've accumulated so much talent. It'll be so bad if this season doesn't end in at least the playoffs. You're not a Fangio guy. I'm not a Fangio guy.
Especially with how talented our defense is, truly being damn near the top ranked defense in all of the league, without a doubt, the best corners and safety, the best secondary in the league by a long shot. The only one that's close is maybe Baltimore, but outside of them, no one's close.
Yeah, I agree. He's a great defensive coach. And I don't even know. I mean, historically, they say he's great. He's ran really good defenses throughout the years, but I think he's a little over-exaggerated in his greatness. I've looked up his past teams, and he's no Wade Phillips.
Right.
But he's a top-tier defensive coach. But that doesn't make you a head coach. Good offensive coach, good defensive coach doesn't make you a head coach. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but I don't understand the hiring emphasis on finding a good positional coach or somebody who's had success as an offensive coordinator or success as a defensive coordinator. If I'm building my franchise, I want to find a leader who knows how to run things and manage things and make a call when it needs to be made. But I want him to put the best coordinators in position. I don't want my head coach calling an offensive snap. I don't want him calling a defensive snap. I want him to have input. But why would I want him to focus more of his attention to one side of the ball? Doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I mean, Vic Fangio has been in the league for 30 years, 25 years, something like that.
Somebody had to give him a shot, right?
And we were the only ones to give him a shot. You don't think that he's been trying to get a shot for the last 25 years and we just thought, oh, man, maybe he's a diamond in the rough? No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. I for one, wanted us to fire him last year and hire Eric Bieniemy. That would have been my top hire. If we could have hired Eric Bieniemy. I think Eric Bieniemy is a fantastic leader. I don't think he has that much input in Kansas City's offense, obviously, because I think Andy Reid is a play caller over there for the most part. But I think he's a leader. He's gone everywhere he's gone gets better. I loved him when he was coaching the running backs up at CU. I thought they were always better wherever he was. I thought he would have been a great hire. Now, ideally, I would like them to call up Mike Shanahan and then or something. Get somebody who can, I don't know. Shanahan's probably over the hill.
He's a little old. He's probably at least in his 70s now.
But that would get us some member berries going. At least we could think about the good times.
True. But I'm excited for the season. I think we're going to start out pretty hot.
Yeah.
I'll be at the game on Saturday.
Nice. So
we'll see kind of, even just from the excitement of the fans, just being back in the stadium and, more than I think there was 7,500 or 10,000 last year.
Yeah,
10,000 fans. 10,000 fans in a stadium that seats 76 is a quiet stadium. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, it's like going to the 5A high school championship.
Yes.
You
can hear everything.
Yeah. Empty seats. I mean, I didn't go to any of the games. We let our season tickets lapse. Not lapse, but they gave us the opportunity to hold the season. And so we held the season. But yeah, it would be completely different game, just like basketball was. Basketball in the bubble was awful.
Yes.
But I'm excited for real football. I'm excited for the Broncos they need to start off 3-0. There's 3 terrible teams that we're playing, and so they need to start off 3-0. And if they don't, we'll be bad.
Yeah, if we don't, we're going to double-digit losses. That's for sure.
Yeah. If we don't start 3-0, there's no way we're making it to 10 wins.
No chance. So speaking of making it to any type of wins, the Rockies still the top 3, top 4 team in baseball from a home field advantage standpoint. I was at the game the other night where we walked it off in the bottom of the ninth, the home run against the Diamondbacks, and then only to turn around and lose 7-1, which is awesome. But it's really interesting is that even if we were our average, so from a history of the team, our road split, even if we were an average season of 390 for our winning percentage, we would be 1 game out of the wild card right now.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, and you said last time we were on that they had a chance at 500. I still think that's far-fetched, but I mean, they're not that far-fetched right now.
So they're only 10 games back.
Yeah, and they're on pace to finishing 75 and 87 or something. So that's only a handful of games. You win 6 more, you're 500.
Yeah, win 6 on the road and keep pace on at home. You're going to be 500.
Are we still? I haven't looked. Are we still on pace to breaking the record? We can't be.
No,
right?
we're right now. We're 1 game. We were 1 game out or above. The record was only 13 road wins, and we're at 14.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And John Gray's been struggling. He's got a 7 ERA over his last 4, so we missed the sell high move on that one.
Yep.
CJ Cron is mashing the ball. We got a lot of guys playing well.
Yeah, the defensively we look good on defense. I don't mind how our infield's turning out with McMahon at third, Story, Rogers, and Cron. I
Yeah,
think it's a
Rogers
really
is.
good.
Yeah, I agree that the infield is pretty sharp. It's not Arenado sharp, but I mean Rogers is finally playing in his own. McMahon is kind of fallen back down to earth since the first half of the season, but he's still
Correct.
playing okay. It'd be nice to see him heat up to finish out the year to kind of give that sense that it wasn't just a little hot streak and that with the game film, the pitchers have figured him out. Be nice to see him make some adjustments and finish strong. I saw an article with Story saying like he was real frustrated with the way that the trade deadline went and he has no idea what's going on. So he's out, but we already knew that.
Yeah, I mean that was a bad decision and bad play by the Rockies. But what do we expect? That's what they do. That's all they do.
Oh
make bad
God!
decisions
And then I saw an article saying that they're probably gonna promote the interim GM, who's Rockies loyal. He was promoted within the system, and he's gonna be the new GM most likely.
They need to go out and get like the female from Miami.
Somebody
Shake it
not
up.
somebody not inside the Colorado Rockies system, and give
Agreed.
that somebody a fair shot at making some decisions. But by promoting within and hiring within the Rockies, the Mumfords get yes men, and so
Yep.
they know the rules, they follow the rules, and that's what they're going to get, no questions asked. But
I
tell
can't
that
even
to the
tell
fan
you.
base.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I can't even tell you, to be honest with you, who outside of Charlie Blackmon, who our outfielders are. Sam Hilliard, is that another one? Who do we even have playing outfield? That's how bad our outfield is, or like just non-existent.
That's a good question. Let me pull something up. Okay, so Tapia, your boy Tapia, isn't he in the outfield?
Yeah, he barely plays.
Oh yeah, he's on the injured list. Well, Garrett Hampson is. He's the one of the outfielders.
He's center fielder now.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him. He's not a hitter. You can't make it in this league without being a hitter. Like he doesn't hit for average. So if you're not going to hit for average, the expectation
you better hit for power,
and he doesn't have power. So who cares if he can cover a lot of field in center field? I think.
And who's our left fielder? He's got some long hair.
I don't know, man. Well, because Blackman's pretty much been right field all year, and Tapia's been left field for most of the year.
We have a new guy though.
Is it Sam Hilliard then? I mean,
No.
he's played a lot, but he's got a buzz cut. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Jonathan Daza, he's played a lot. But he's not long hair. So the only guy with long hair, well, there's two guys with long hair that I can think of that play the outfield, and that's Blackmon and Tapia.
Yeah, this guy's I feel like he's a rookie.
Did he just get called up?
He might have.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know. Not too sure. I don't watch a lot of Rockies baseball anymore. This is a very, very busy days in my life, and I don't got time to support a franchise I don't agree with.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
NCAA football starting soon. What's the over-under on we'll just stick with Buffs and Rams? You think either of them could get bowl eligible this year?
I think the Rams have a better chance than the Buffs.
Yeah, I mean that's usually the case because C's a little bit out of their element playing in the Pac-12. They surprised the heck out of me last year in that short season. They played
the Buffs or the Rams.
The Buffs, sorry. I thought the Buffs were going to be terrible last year, and they played with some serious heart. So hopefully, with the full season, the new coach can get some good things to happen. I do think that they got their most talented quarterback that they've had since.
Was it the freshman since the freshman that he was a freshman last year?
Yeah, he played against Texas. He's fast. He played in the bowl game.
That's right. We lost at the bowl game. So
yeah, we got killed. I mean, we had what's his face, Sam Neuer.
yeah.
I mean, he was like a sixth-year senior or something like that. That never played before that year, and he played well.
I mean, he led us to 4 wins.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, they really surprised the heck out of me. So I'm hoping.
So about like, is his name Brendan Lewis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's I think he's gonna be the next big thing for CU football, the next Laviska.
He's Laviska. I drafted Laviska in my fantasy football league.
He's a stud, man. We missed on that one.
Jarek Broussard, he's good. He's going to be
Broussard. I mean, he won't get it because he plays for CU, but he's on like early Heisman, like beginning of the year, like black horse, dark horse kind of guy. He had 300 yards in one game last year or something like that. So he's a stud.
I'm curious to see how Laviska Shenault Levante, his brother Levante, plays this year.
He looked good in the limited playing time last year.
He did.
He got out there like mid-season, and I was like, who's this dude running around the field? But yeah, he looked pretty good in mid-season. Hopefully,
the thing is like we have a tough schedule though. I mean, we got Texas A&M, Arizona State, USC, Oregon.
Yeah,
UCLA, Washington, Utah. That's a tough. So you got to pick up 2 of those games.
Yeah, they have
to be bowl eligible.
Well, they'll beat Northern Colorado.
Yep.
I would
think
that
Minnesota.
They'll beat Minnesota. At Arizona State is a game that they have to win if they want to be bowl eligible. Home against Arizona, they have to win.
Yep. Oregon State, they have to win.
They have to win home at Oregon State. So you need to pick up wins. So how many is that? That's
4.
4. So they need to get at California then. So UCLA, Utah, and Washington. At UCLA, at Utah, and at Washington. They got
to pick up like that UCLA game.
Yeah, they need 2 of those 3 at the end.
So I'm just saying their schedule's tough. They have a tough
at
schedule.
Oregon is going to be very hard. USC, even though it's home, is going to be probably a loss. Home against Texas A&M, probably a loss.
It's a guarantee. I mean, they're 6th in the country. It's a guaranteed loss.
Yeah, so you're probably right. It would be tough to get to 6 wins, 7 wins. But you don't even have to be a good team anymore to get bowl eligible. So I
like that the Texas A&M Colorado games at Mile High.
That's cool. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. So that'll probably be a primetime game. We'll probably get
it's on Fox.
Nice. They don't get very many primetime games on Saturdays.
No, so it's Saturday 1:30, September 11th.
Oh, nice. Very nice. We can. I don't think anything happened with the Nuggets and the Avalanche. Did anything noteworthy happen?
No.
No, it's a slow time for basketball. Free agency is done. Draft's done. The rookie looks good in summer league. But I mean, that's summer league. Oh, what's your take on Bowl? I just want to hear what you think, because he's playing well in summer league.
I mean,
play him or sit him. Does he deserve minutes? Is he good enough?
Is he going to get hurt?
I don't know.
He weighs as much as a feather.
He's 7'6" or whatever his height is. So what? 7'6" is how many inches? 84, 90 inches? No, that's not right. Way wrong. Is that 90 inches?
7 times 12 is 86, isn't it?
84?
84?
Yeah, so 90 inches. 90 inches, give or take, are terrible math. So he's probably 90 inches and 110 pounds. I mean,
I feel like I weigh more than him. I honestly do.
Not a good ratio. He's very intriguing to me. I mean, the Denver fan base, at least a lot of the people, I don't think everybody's stupid, but I think he deserves like 30 minutes a game, 25 minutes a game.
No, that's way too many minutes.
It'd be cool. He's got a unique skill set, but he's not good.
I mean, we couldn't even commit to giving Michael Porter Jr. 30 minutes a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let alone this giraffe.
He hangs out at the 3-point line and does his little crossover 3-point shots. And if he could develop a game, I mean, that would be an interesting take on what his position can do. But
I would be okay if the dude weighed 78 pounds more than he does today.
And you know what's crazy to me? I mean, I know it's genetic, but like he has known that that's a knock on him for 4 years.
You think you just eat a bunch of calories?
He signed like a 2-year, $10 million contract last year. He can hire a dietitian if he really wanted to, but I guess he don't really want to.
He doesn't care about it.
Hey, whatever. He's made more money than me.
True. Very, very true.
But Avalanche, no news. Did you see anything for you?
Nothing.
Hopefully, I mean, October starts preseason stuff so we're only a couple weeks away from good stuff starting up again.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Good stuff, man.
We'll hopefully talk about some roster cuts for the Broncos and a big opening weekend game.
Yeah, they got 50 minutes. Got to get down to 53 by Sunday. So.
Yeah, a lot of tough cuts on the way they do preseasons now. All right, man. Thanks for listening, everybody. Talk to you guys all later.
Peace.